Hey, beautiful. Welcome back to the show. Today's episode is for you if you have built a business to multiple six figures, maybe even a million a year or more, but you are also quietly suffocating inside of that business. And there other people are telling you like, oh my gosh, you're doing so well. You're so successful. You've got it all together. And yeah, your business is growing and clients are coming in and revenue may be increasing, maybe it's stuck, but from the outside, everything looks to other people like it's working. And yet inside, it feels like too much for you. It feels like you're involved in too many decisions. There are too many moving parts. You're like literally just spinning plates, and too many things are depending on you. And you're feeling stretched. You're feeling like super reactive, like, oh my God, put out these fires. You're constantly on. Even if you are supposed to be with your family or your children, there's always a piece of your mind that is thinking about stuff in the business. You can't help it. Maybe it's affecting your sleep. And I'm sharing this with you not to make you feel bad, but to tell you that this is normal in the sense that this happens to a lot of people. Now, it doesn't have to be this way, but this is a rite of passage for many women at six figures to go into seven figures. This is a sign that a new approach is needed. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you already know this truth. You are the bottleneck. Not because you're doing anything wrong per se, but because your business has outgrown the version of you who first built it. So at this stage, the real question you should be asking yourself is, if I am the bottleneck, how do I stop being the bottleneck? And will hiring someone to help me get out of the day-to-day help? And my answer is yes, categorically yes. But you might be wondering, who do I actually hire first? This is a big question I get in our signature program. Somebody says, should I hire a mini-me? Should I hire somebody for admin? Should I hire a project manager? Should I hire somebody to run my business with me? And you may secretly be asking yourself, like, who do I trust? Can I even put my baby, which is my business, in somebody else's hands? You may be also asking yourself, who do I bring in so that things don't fall apart, so that I don't work such long hours and the business starts feeling like there's more ease to it? And that's what we're going to unpack today. And I have lots to give you on this topic because literally this is something that every single woman who comes through the Bold Heart doors is asking in the beginning. And this is where the transformation starts. So the real problem isn't hiring or not hiring, it's hiring wrong. Here's what I mean. Most women I talk to don't actually struggle because they don't hire. They struggle because they are hiring reactively. Like, oh my God, I need to put something in that spot ASAP because I'm drowning. And so they hire when they're overwhelmed and when they want just some relief. They just want to relieve the pressure. They're hiring just for tasks. And that makes sense. And I get that you want to do that. When you're drowning in your own business, your instinct is to just grab anything that floats. And so you hire a VA. And if you don't know what a VA is, it's a virtual assistant. And I love virtual assistants. I've recommended virtual assistants to literally like thousands and thousands, maybe 10,000 people so far. I will continue to recommend that. A VA is going to take care of your inbox management. You're going to hand off your social media posting to them. And maybe you're going to get help from them with scheduling. And for a moment, it's going to feel better. You're going to feel some relief. But then very quickly, you will realize that you're still managing everything. You're still the one thinking about the strategy. You're still the one deciding everything. And the one who is holding the entire structure of the business together where no decision can be made without you being involved. And so you kind of fooled yourself into thinking you took care of the problem by hiring a VA. And listen, if you're a VA, I love you. I still want you to work in these companies. But back to the business owner, by hiring just a VA, you gave yourself more people to manage. And there is a difference between task help and strategic leverage. And that's what we're going to get into now. So this is where we need to make a very important distinction. the difference between the two kinds of people you need to have in place. A VA is going to give you task support. An operations manager, or some people call it an integrator or a COO, gives you leverage. Here's what I mean. A VA will ask you, what would you like me to do? An OBM, an online business manager, or a COO will say, here's what needs to happen. Here's how we're going to do this. And here's what I've already set in motion for us. A VA will execute, and you need that. But your OBM or your COO or integrator is going to organize, prioritize, and then drive the implementation across the business. They are going to take charge with you. They're not replacing you. They're going to work alongside you. And if you are at or approaching the $500,000 mark, and especially if you are moving towards 7 figures, the real hire is not necessarily a lot more hands. It is someone who can hold the business with you. Kind of like the yang to your yang, if you think about yin and yang. So what does a 7-figure business actually look like structurally? Well, let me give you just a simplified version of what a leveraged business structure looks like. You might know that I've been at 7 figures a year myself for 17 years, and this is what I help women do. Build 7-figure businesses, multiple 7-figure businesses with lots of time back. And so the structure of a 7-figure business looks like this. At the top, you have visionary leadership. That's you. Your role is to make it up in the good sense, like you make it up, you give the direction, you have the strategy, your decision making, you've got the energy and the culture and the innovation, you've got the mastery, but you are not there to manage every detail. Underneath that, you have the operations leadership. This is your operations manager, your OBM, your COO, depending on the size of your business. So, well, you make it up, they make it real. This person is translating your vision into execution. And so they manage the projects, they manage the people, they oversee the timelines, they're ensuring that everything's getting done on time, and they're basically connecting the dots between all of the micro departments of your business, even if you don't see your business as having departments. And then underneath operations, you have what we can call your task roles or your functional roles. And that is perhaps your marketing support, like a marketing VA, a marketing manager. You've got your client delivery support. You've got your admin support. And this is where VAs are absolutely valuable. But then notice the order. Okay, it's you as the visionary, and then the operations person, and then the person who executes on tasks. So what I'm really trying to say, if you want to know who to hire first, is you do not build from the bottom up. You build from the middle out. Because without operations, everything is still going to come across your desk. Everything's going to go through you. You have to touch it. Now, here's why most women skip hiring this person and stay stuck for so many years. I talk to them every single day. It's because there's resistance that shows up. Even if it makes sense, hiring an operations manager or an integrator feels like a huge step. It feels expensive. It feels like, oh my gosh, this is serious. And maybe there's a fear that comes up around letting go of control. Maybe not being able to trust somebody who can run your business with you. And underneath that, there often is a belief like no one is going to understand my business like I do. And no one's going to be committed to my business like I am. And I'm going to have to train them on everything. And that's just going to take so much time. And what if they don't care as much as I do? What if they mess it up? I just can't handle that. And I just want to honor and have some compassion for these thoughts. They're not irrational thoughts. They are kind of like a protective mechanism. And I just want you to know, like, everyone thinks this. So it's not just you. But these thoughts are also the exact thoughts that keep you stuck. If you've been at the same level for a few years or you're getting more and more overwhelmed, these are the thoughts that are getting in the way. Because as long as you believe that you are the only one who can hold the business together, you will remain the only one who can hold the business together. So Who do you actually hire first? Well, let me answer the question directly. If you are drowning in your own success, the first hire is not just a VA. The first meaningful hire is somebody who can take the ownership of the operations. We've got to get you out of the day-to-day operations of your business. You don't like being there anyway. You're not that good at it. You're meant for other things, right? You know this in your heart. So depending on your stage of business, that might look like an OBM, like what we call an online business manager. It could be an operations manager, an integrator, or even a project manager that has some sort of leadership capacity. It is someone who is not just completing tasks, but who is organizing the business, creating processes and systems, and making sure that the projects get done on time and the team is managed, because you're not supposed to be doing that. And so this person becomes your right-hand man, if you will, your right-hand gal. They're the ones creating structure where there is currently chaos, not because there's anything wrong with you. It's just your brain doesn't think necessarily in terms of structures, systems, processes. Their brain does. And that's why they can take things off your plate that require thinking, not just doing. So you share your vision with them, and then they begin to hold the container of the business so that you can step more fully into your role as CEO visionary. Now, you might be asking yourself, oh, I'm not ready. Am I ready? So here's how to know if you're ready. There are a few signs that this is the hire that you need. The signs are that you're involved in every single decision. No decision gets made without you being there. And that you're constantly answering questions. You feel like nothing moves until you push it or you're involved. And you have like countless ideas, but there's no time, no space on your calendar to implement them or execute them. Another sign is that you are managing people, but you're not really leading them strategically. And if that's you, you don't really need more task help. It's not that you get rid of the task help that you have, but you need leverage. You need to hire for leverage, not just relief. And this is the big mindset shift that I share when I'm talking about leveraging a team with the members of Bold Heart. It's not about hiring to feel like this temporary relief. It's about hiring to build long-term leverage. What do I mean by leverage? Is you're basically leveraging other people's expertise and leveraging other people's time. You're hiring for where you're going, not for where you are now. So I just want you to think about the fact that relief is short-lived, but leverage compounds. Leverage is the 80-20 rule, where like 20% of the effort produces 80% of the results. When you hire the right person, you are not just freeing up your hours, you are expanding your capacity. You are expanding the business. You get to work on exponential growth activities, but they're working on things that will grow your business. So now you have double the implementation. And this is gold. You are creating space for strategy. You are creating space for exponential growth. And you're creating also, let's not forget, you're creating space for your own life. Because being involved in every decision, in every project, having a hand in everything means that you're probably working on evenings and weekends, and you're probably taking your laptop on vacations and saying, one more email and I'll be right there. With this person, they can, over a really short period of time, take things over for you, and they're wired for it. And that's the identity shift that is required. So I'm going to say this gently, but I really want you to hear it. You cannot build a business that runs without you while you are still believing that you are the one who must hold everything together. An identity shift is required here. And the identity shift looks like this: from I have to oversee everything to I design the vision and I trust others to execute. The mindset shifts moves from I need to be responsible for every outcome to I am responsible for the structure that produces the outcome. From I need to be involved in everything to I choose where I am most valuable and not everything needs me. So this is not about stepping back irresponsibly from your business. It's not about not being around. It is about stepping up differently. It's about really realizing what your role is and how you could get support from somebody who is really good at this. So if you're drowning right now, I just want you to hear this. It is not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because your business is asking for a new structure. It's asking for more support for you. And the moment that you stop trying to do it all yourself, that's when everything begins to shift. Right? You become lighter, you get your time back, your business becomes clearer, you have room for more clients, the growth becomes cleaner and more sustainable. And that's when you scale to 7 figures. It only takes a few months. This is what we do with the Bold Heart members, right? And that's when you finally start building a business that does not depend on your constant presence. This is leverage. And this is the beginning of real freedom and real growth. I hope this was useful for you. I'll see you next time.